Hey there, good looking. Join me for what is going to be a very toasty chest and tricep strengthening workout. That's right, we're really going to hit the pecs, the front shoulder, as well as those triceps of yours. Now you need some equipment, so grab what you consider are a pair of heavy and moderate weight dumbbells. For reference, I have a pair of 15s and 10s. I'd also love for you to grab a piece of long tubing for our warm-up so we can get the shoulders, in particular your rotator cuff, really warmed up and ready for the workout. Now, if you're a beginner or someone who just hates push-ups, mind you, who doesn't hate push-ups? But anyways, if you have a challenge with push-ups, I want you to have a bench or a chair nearby for our first mini Tabata. We're going to pop your hands up so that push-up is challenging, but it doesn't suck, all right? Now, if you're doing this over on Over 50 Fitness, this is also day 16 of our 31-day Muscle Hustle Challenge. All right, let's go get warmed up. Hi there, before we get going, if you have a fitness watch on, you might want to push start. I'm using a strength setting on my Apple Watch for this workout. All right, let's get the core engaged. And all that means is we're drawing the belly button in. So it's not a sucking in, it's a drawing in. That's going to stabilize the core. Nice big shoulders now with the arms. Get into the shoulder joint. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you for joining me. Like I said, it's going to be a spicy workout, so. But the good news is most of it's lying down on the ground. Yay! Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's close and open the arms. When we close in front, we're going to alternate which arm's on top. Once again, we're still drawing in that belly button, so we keep that trunk of ours stable. Knees are soft, feet shoulder width apart. Last 3 and 2. And 1. Now leading with your thumbs, I want you to make an X pattern, alternating your side of your X each time. Beautiful. Now we do start with that push-up series. We're going to perform a partial rep push-up. So it's really going to fire up the pecs and get that muscle group ready for the strength work. So again, if you're a beginner or you just have a real challenge with push-ups because of shoulder issues, forearm, elbow issues, then you'll pop your hands up. Mini me will be in the corner, helping you out, showing you what to do. Last 2 and 1. Excellent. Let's grab that piece of tubing, please. Place it behind the back, just under the armpits, and chest press. Once again, we're back to those feet shoulder width, knees soft, belly button drawn in, activating that core. Tempo's a little faster with the tubing than we normally would do with a dumbbell. Again, warming up, so it shouldn't be really strenuous. You should just feel the muscles moving, getting a little bit of heat. 2 more. Last 1. Excellent. Now I want you to mirror me. Take your hand as if it's in a pocket, front pocket, and then take this arm and pull it out. So they call this sword and pocket. So it's like you have a sword and you're drawing it out. I know we do that so much in normal life, but it's the action of it that's actually going to be working into the rotator cuff. We're leading with the pinky as it goes behind us. Last 2 and 1. Excellent. Here we go. And lead with the pinky. Keep everything else forward. So we're not going to twist the body as the arm comes up. Last 3, 2, and 1. Now on this guy, we're going to anchor here, lead with the thumb, and rotate out for rotator cuff. So you may have to sort of adjust the tube so that you can get some movement. We want to focus on external rotation, elbow under shoulder, and just moving that thumb towards the wall behind you. Last 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Beautiful. Other side. Here we go. Lead with the thumb, elbow under shoulder. Give yourself the amount of tubing that's going to give you the range of motion, but you can feel that working, in particular behind the shoulder, an area muscle group we call your rotator cuff. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! All right, so as I said, we're going to continue warming up with the first mini Tabata. Grab a quick sip of water. We have 4 sets of partial push-ups, 20 seconds of work. That's the good news, only 20 seconds. The bad news, it's only 10-second rest in between. So you can go from the toes if you'd like. I'm going to stay on my knees. You can be on the knees with your hands on the edge of a chair or bench, or join me. We want the hands fairly close to the body. Fingers are spread. Grip the mat with your fingertips. Now I want you to lower all the way down to the ground. And now push yourself up just halfway. Lower all the way down to the ground. Push yourself up halfway. So that's the partial rep. Okay? This workout is a lot about a training principle we call time under tension. Keeping tension on the muscle throughout the rep. Breathe. Whew. And we can just lie here and stay here. Now, when you do this, crew, I want you to make sure those elbows are tucked back a bit so that when we're in this position, our head and their elbows come up halfway, lower down, kind of form an arrow shape. Woo. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling it in the back of my arms pretty darn quickly. We can go a bit wider with the hands to make it a little bit more pec dominant. Just don't flare those elbows out, okay? And then we can rest on the ground for a couple of breaths if we're really tiring out. All right, here we go. Round 3, 3, 2, 1, go. Press up halfway and lower. Once you see me, let's take a look at the top of your mat. We're going to keep that neck in line with the spine. Those of you off of a chair or bench, you're going to look straight ahead. Your chest is coming all the way to the bench, and then you're just pushing yourself up halfway and going back down, chest to bench. One more, crew. All right. I thought to myself, this would be a good idea to start out the workout. Now I'm kind of questioning myself. Here we go. Ready, set, go. But I am full of bad ideas. So welcome to working out with me and my bad ideas. All right, we're almost there. Chest to ground gives us a little bit of a breather. Reset, push up. Keep that core tight. One more. Oh yeah, push back. Whew. All right, that was the warm up. Grab a sip of water. Let's get those dumbbells and let's get started with the muscle strengthening portion. Grabbing onto the heaviest dumbbells that you have, let's get set up in a chest press position. Elbows are in front of the shoulder, wrists are lined up with the elbows. Now we're performing a 1.5 chest press. So I want you to press up halfway, lower down all the way, then press to a full rep. Let's go. So half a rep, full rep. Back of the neck long, half a rep, full rep. So this is another variation of that time under tension we just did with the push-ups. When the back of the arm hits your ground, I want you to go right into the next rep. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're going fast. It just means we're not resting the back of the arm and we're keeping tension constant into the pecs, triceps, front shoulder. Now, when we've completed this, we'll move into a bit of an ab drill just so that we can give the pecs and triceps a bit of a break before we go into our second set. Everything is 2 sets today. Woo, baby. All right. For those of you that have osteoporosis, osteopenia, Mini-Me is going to be doing a dead bug. Those of you that don't, let's bring the elbows down by your side, knees bent. From here, you're going to push your elbow in, reach across the outside of the opposite knee and back down. Breathe out as we lift. So if you shouldn't be doing abdominal crunches, you'll just follow Mini-Me. Otherwise, let's use the elbow to push yourselves up as we curl up. Exhale as we lift. Those of you doing the dead bug, you're going to exhale as the limbs lower down to the ground. Should feel those abs. One more each side. Last one. All right. Now, if you have heavy dumbbells, what we're going to do is we're going to start by seated to grab them. So you're going to grab them in a seated position, place them on your thighs, and then roll back. Back of the arm hits the ground, and then set up. It's going to save your shoulder. All right, here we go. Shoulders, half a rep, full rep. Should never try to pick the dumbbells up while you're lying in this position and then pull them towards you. It's a recipe for disaster in your shoulder. You might get away with it with a pair of 5-pound dumbbells, but as you get stronger and hopefully lifting heavier, your shoulders are not going to like that very much. Whoo! Feeling that spice in the chest, in the triceps. Breathe out. Last set with this one. Finish it. Excellent. Roll on up. Let the dumbbells come down. So again, we're not picking the dumbbells from this position, nor are we letting them down in that position. All right, elbow drive crunch or dead bug. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Reaching across that opposite thigh. Dead bug, people, you're keeping that neutral spine. Belly button's drawn in, bracing in the abdomen region as one leg and opposite limbs drop to ground. Just throwing in a couple of ab exercises in this whole routine, as I mentioned, so that the pecs have a chance to recover. Recovery is just as important as our work time. Let's do one more. Woo! All right, we're seated. Grab onto those dumbbells. We're going to get set up in the same position, but slightly different angle of our elbow joint now. All right, let the dumbbells come to the tops of your thighs. Lie back, back of the arm hits the ground. Now let's keep the elbows in tight for a narrow chest press. Same thing, give me half a rep, down, full rep, all the way down, half, breathe out, full. By bringing our elbows in, making this more of a narrow press action, we're gonna engage a little bit more tricep. Nice, smooth, and slow rhythm. All right, rock yourself up. Take one of your dumbbells, place it behind your left wrist. You can be in this position on the knees to modify. We pick the dumbbell up, place it to the other side, pick the dumbbell up, place it to the other side. Advanced people, let's come off of the knees. Advanced people, let's take it one step further. Do a plank down and a plank up before we pick the dumbbell up for the other side. So that's optional. If you're doing the plank up and down, you can also do that from the knees, right? So a little bit more tricep if you're doing the plank ups with me. Otherwise, in that plank position, picking the dumbbell up, back and forth to really hit into the core, while we also work pecs by holding ourselves in this static plank. Woo! All right, let's go back to that narrow press, 1.5 rep. So our setup, remember, okay, pick the dumbbells up so that we can use the most force into the biceps. Our shoulders in a good position. Lie back. Elbows stay in tight, please. 3, 2, 1. Press up halfway. All the way down. Now straighten the arms. Slow down the rep. If you can go really fast, like these are as light as a piece of paper, we need to up the weight. So about right now, it should be getting pretty darn spicy, and you should be questioning your life choices. But then after we're done, you're going to thank me for your life choices. We'll become friends again. Woo! Rock yourself up to a seated position. All right, perfect. Now, dumbbell behind the left wrist. We can be on the knees. That's going to take a lot of pressure off of the wrist if that's your issue. Otherwise, off of the toes. Those of you that are going to join me, we do a plank up after the dumbbell goes to the other side. Here we go, down. Feet apart, keep those hips quiet. Bum's gonna pike up a bit for sure, but try not to have it up too high. Still trying to establish a plank here, not a downward dog. We're gonna move on after this. Last one. Whew. All right. If you're able to, stay with these heavy. If not, drop them down. We're moving into a crush press now. So same setup, getting set up with the dumbbells at the thighs, lie back, and now have the dumbbells touching, resting on the belly. From here, press straight up, dumbbells don't separate, and lower. Nice and slow. Back of the neck is long. Breathing out as we press up. Pecs, triceps, anterior deltoid, front shoulder. All right, rock yourself up to a seated position. We're gonna do a chest fly now, at which point I think you might wanna drop down your weight because we're not gonna use the elbow as much. So this is mainly through the shoulder. Same setup though, on the thighs, roll back. Now let's get the arms up above, curl the wrists in a bit, elbows are bent like you're giving somebody a hug. Now just your left arm does a fly, back of the arm only hits the mat, now the right arm, and now both at the same time. So it's single, single, double. Now be aware, crew, that as you're lowering the arm down, the back of the knuckle is nowhere near your mat. All right, you've got a really good rounding of the arm. A lot of people, a lot of trainers will say, pretend you're giving a tree a big hug, or pretend you're giving somebody a big hug. Whatever you need to envision that rounding of the arms, and then keep it there. It is super stressful on the shoulder if you have a straight arm and then the back of the knuckles hit your mat when you fly out. Time. Rock on up, switch out the dumbbells. Dumbbells on thighs. Roll back, back of the arm hits the mat. Whew. All right, we got one more set of these, and then we're gonna finish off with a tricep finisher, and then you're done. All right, you're ready? Set, dumbbells touch, crush press. Breathe out. Back of the neck is long. Remember that exhale as we push away from the body. That's the hard. Driving this weight up against gravity. Your rep speed is slow. Rock on up. All right. Maybe you switched out to lighter weights. If you did, let's do it again. They start at the thighs. We lie back. Now we get the arms set up in that chest fly position. They start above the body. Wrists are curled in a bit. Elbows are curled like you're hugging a big beach ball. Now single arm, double. We'll grab a quick sip of water after this. And then, like I said, we got one more drill left. I've got a little tricep finisher for us. Triceps are probably one of my favorite muscle groups to train. So I always love finding little ways to do finishers for us at the end. Just squeeze out every last ounce that we got left in those triceps. Let's finish this. So wherever you are, single, single, and then you're double, and then you're finished. Dumbbells in, rock yourself up. All right, keep these lighter weights. If you didn't have the lighter weights, grab some now. Trust me, grab a sip of water. We have a skull crusher with a twist. That's actually what the name of the exercise is. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna throw you a twist. All right, so skull crusher means the Dumbbells are up. We're going to bring them down towards the hand, and then as we extend, we're just rotating the arms so that the palms are facing our knees. And then down and rotate. Just changing the angle of your humeral head up into the shoulder joint so we get a little bit different tricep fired up. All right, remember in all our muscles, we have a ton of different fibers, and by changing the angle of our joints, we can hit different areas more. So let's get set up. We have 20 seconds of work, 4 rounds, 10-second rest, and then we're done. So let's get the arms straight up in the air. Wrist, elbow, shoulders are lined up like so. Okay, and you can start with your palms facing your knees, and this is where we'll end each rep. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Palms facing each other. Dumbbells come down beside the head, if you can, touching the ground beside the ears. Now, if you're able to, I want you to drop those hands back a bit so the elbows are actually in front of the shoulders. Time. That's going to give us a little bit more of a stretch in the triceps. We'll work them a little harder. To get set up, arms are straight. Let the arms go back a bit. Rotate and press. Now on this next one, in those 10-second rests, we're going to keep the arms up above and on that slight angle. So there's more burn and tension in the tricep. Time. All right, now keep the arms straight. And again, you want those hands before the shoulders. They're not directly above the shoulders, so I can really feel those triceps. And let's go. Round 3 of 4. Time, hold here. Again, keep those arms up. Keep them a little before the shoulders. So they're even behind, my dumbbells are behind my head. So making it super hard. Ready, last round, go. Dumbbells come right down now. Coming down to the ground, the top of the head. Rotating the palms so it's facing the knees when we straighten. And rotating so they face the body as they lower. Time. Woo! Ho-ho. Good job, you. All right. Let's come into a seated position. We'll stretch those triceps and then move on. Oh, I like to do this half kneeling. You can do it seated, cross-legged, whatever feels best. If you are cross-legged, maybe throw something underneath your hips so your hips are higher than your knees. I find that a lot more comfortable in the hip joint. Let's bring the arm behind. Oh my goodness me. Say hello to the tricep. Give a little lean away. Oh, wow. Shake it out. Let's do the other side. And release. Interlace the hands. Place them behind the head. Allow the elbows to really fall back behind you. And now let's lift the gaze, the collarbone, the heart up to the ceiling, opening up the front of the body. And release. Final stretch. Let's get onto our bellies. Extend your arms out so they're lined up with the body, palm down. Lift your left leg up and then rotate onto the right, roll, pardon me is a better word of describing this, onto the right arm. You can take that left arm and press. If you want to bit into the hip, you can bend the knee and open up the hip through here, or you can keep the leg straight. But I'm bracing with this left hand of mine to push and peel myself back onto that right side, feeling it in the right arm and the pec. Couple more breaths. Let's roll back, left arm extends, right arm comes in, lift the right leg, roll now onto that left side, push into the ground with that right hand. that top leg. It can be stepped behind you or it can remain straight, whatever feels best for you. Release. Come on to all fours. Fingers are spread. Turn your fingertips to your knees. Sit back on your heels until you feel the stretch into the forearm. We're holding on to the dumbbells for pretty much 25 minutes straight. So let's give the forearms a nice stretch to release them. Now let's pull all the way back and then have the fingertips the last to pull back. And as I'm pulling the fingertips back, I'm actually pressing down more so I get a stretch into my hand and my fingers. Whew, feels good. All right, into the extensors, fingertips down. Rotate your fingers away from the midline of the body. You want to feel it through here. Really nice stretch if you ever are plagued with tennis elbow. It's a nice way to stretch that muscle that's irritated. I suffered with tennis elbow for a year, so I feel like I'm a pro when it comes to recommending tennis elbow stuff. And other side. So we start with fingertips down and then just rotate them away from the midline of the body. Arms stay straight. Nice, easy breath. So thank you so much for joining me. If you're not part of the challenge, if you're not part of Over 50 Fitness and want to try out the challenge, hey, come and join us. There's a link down below to try out the platform. And as mentioned, the challenge is 31 days in length. And if I don't say so myself, it's pretty darn awesome. Release. All right, well done. And to my challengers, hey, we are halfway now. I look forward to reading your comments down below. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you next workout. Bye. Listen, you need some equipment for this workout, that's for sure. We really want to target the... Try again.